The NASCAR season is kicking off with a bang, and all eyes are on Bubba Wallace as he starts his journey with a new crew chief. The opening race at Bowman Gray Stadium set the stage for what could be a transformative year for Wallace and the 2311 racing team. With Denike's winning mindset and Wallace's newfound drive, 2311 Racing is primed for a breakout season. Is this the year Bubba finally silences the critics and claims his place among NASCAR's elite? The clash at Bowman Gray saw Bubba Wallace showcasing his skills right out of the gate. Starting from the 14th position, Wallace maneuvered his way through the pack to secure an impressive 5th-place finish. This performance didn't go unnoticed, especially by team co-owner Denny Hamlin. Hamlin, speaking on his Actions Detrimental podcast, couldn't contain his enthusiasm about Wallace's offseason preparation. He remarked, "He's been locked in all offseason, call it fatherhood, call it whatever you want to call it, but he's been locked in all offseason."
Yeah, he's been locked in all offseason. I call it fatherhood, call it whatever you want to call it, but he's been locked in all offseason. And I think he understands that,
This statement hints at a newfound focus for Wallace, possibly influenced by the recent changes in his personal life. But the offseason wasn't just about personal growth for Wallace. It also brought significant changes to his professional setup. The most notable shift is the departure of Booty Barker, who had been Wallace's crew chief since September 2021. In Barker's place comes Charles Denike, a move that Hamlin believes could be a game-changer for the team. Hamlin's expectations for the Wallace-Denike partnership are sky-high. He explained, "I think he understands that Charles is someone that's going to command respect, and he's going to have his process, and he wanted to make sure that relationship got off on the right foot, and he's been doing his part."
Charles is someone that's gonna command respect, and he's gonna want to have his process, and he wanted to make sure that relationship got off on the right foot, and he's been doing his part.
This statement underscores the potential Hamlin sees in this new pairing and the impact it could have on Wallace's performance. The excitement surrounding Denike's arrival at 2311 Racing is visible. Hamlin went as far as to say that among all the offseason moves, Denike's appointment as Wallace's crew chief is the one he's most thrilled about. But what makes Denike such a special addition to the team? Interestingly, Hamlin and Denike share a history that dates back to their late model racing days. Hamlin recounted a surprising connection. When he came in for his interview, we had contact and he's like, "Do you remember me?" I was like, "Man, you look familiar." He's like, "Yeah, our teams got in a fight a couple times in late models. I was the crew chief for Brandon Butler, who was the guy I used to race late models against."
When he came in for his interview, we had eye contact and he's like, "Do you remember me?" I was like, "Man, you look familiar." He's like, "Yeah, our team's gotten in a fight a couple times in late models. I was the crew chief for Brandon Butler, which is a guy I used to race late models against."
This shared history seems to have only increased Hamlin's respect for Denike. He didn't hold back in his praise, calling Denike a rock star and crediting Dave Rogers for recruiting him from the Truck Series. Hamlin's enthusiasm is clear. "I think he's going to be a game changer for 2311 and Bubba Wallace. I think that those two could really do something special this year."
I think he's going to be a game changer for 2311 and Bubba Wallace. I think that those two could really do something special this year.
The pairing of Wallace and Denike comes at a crucial time in Wallace's career. While he's shown flashes of brilliance, consistency has been a challenge. His last win in the Cup Series came back in 2022 at the Hollywood Casino 400 at Kansas. Can Denike be the key to unlocking Wallace's full potential? Denike's transition to 2311 Racing is significant in itself. He's moving from a Chevy team to a Toyota Cup team, a change that Hamlin acknowledges is substantial. Hamlin explained, "He was with a Chevy team. He had a truck team going to now a Toyota Cup team. So literally, it couldn't be a bigger transition for him."
Fresh, he was with a Chevy team, truck team, going to now a Toyota Cup team. So, literally, it couldn't be a bigger transition for him.
Despite the magnitude of this shift, Hamlin's assessment of Denike's performance so far is overwhelmingly positive. The early signs from the clash at Bowman Gray are promising. Wallace's fifth-place finish is his best result on a quarter-mile track in a Cup car, surpassing his previous best of 12th at the LA Memorial Coliseum in 2024. More importantly, Wallace's reaction to the result indicates a growing synergy with his new crew chief. Wallace expressed satisfaction with the start of their relationship, saying, "It's a great way to start off the year and our relationship. You know, since the first day I met Charles, he's been super just on it and willing to just bust his ass to figure out where we need to be better." This mutual drive for improvement is evident in their shared dissatisfaction with being just an average car and their commitment to pushing for better results. The Wallace-Denike partnership is set against the backdrop of Wallace's previous struggles with consistency. Despite these challenges, 23XI Racing showed their faith in Wallace by offering him a multi-year contract extension. The decision to bring in Denike as the new crew chief is clearly part of a strategy to help Wallace reach his full potential. Denike brings an impressive track record to his new role. In his 2 years with Christian Eckes in the Craftsman Truck Series, he amassed 7 wins, 25 top 5s, and 35 top 10s. The challenge now is to translate this success to the Cup Series with a different manufacturer. Wallace seems to appreciate Denike's structured approach, which might be influenced by Denike's military background. Wallace explained, "He's super smart. He's come from a military background. So he's just very punctual, very set." This type of leadership could provide Wallace with the stability and structure he needs to take the next step in his career. However, the race at Bowman Gray wasn't without incident. Wallace found himself in a heated moment when he made contact with Brad Keselowski, causing the RFK Racing driver to spin out. The incident occurred just past the halfway mark on lap 120, when Wallace attempted to squeeze into a gap that didn't quite exist. To his credit, Wallace took full responsibility for the incident after the race. He told reporters, "Yeah, I hate that I got into the number 1.6 Keselowski. I didn't want to get a top 5 finish that way. He was doing everything he could to get down and I got greedy and wanted to fill the hole. I didn't think I hit him that hard, but obviously I did, so I apologize for that." This incident highlights the delicate balance Wallace and Denike will need to strike this season. While aggression and determination are necessary for success in NASCAR, reckless moves can backfire. The ability to learn from moments like this will be crucial for Wallace's growth as a contender. Looking ahead to the 2025 season, Wallace has all the pieces in place for success. With Toyota's support, Denny Hamlin's belief in him, and Denike's winning mindset, Wallace has the tools to make a significant impact. However, as with any sport, having the right people is only part of the equation. The true test begins at Daytona, where Wallace must prove that this new partnership can translate into victories. Denny Hamlin's powerful message to Bubba Wallace is clear. This could be the year everything comes together. The combination of Wallace's renewed focus, Denike's proven track record, and the strong support from 23XI Racing creates a potent recipe for success. As we look forward to the upcoming NASCAR season, eyes will be on the number 23 car to see if this new partnership can indeed be the game changer that Hamlin believes it will be.